Hey guys, what's going on? This video will be what I used, the gears that I used for the 14-hour towel fishing. Again, if you're probably maybe looking at this video because you plan to go on on the Ocean Princess 14 hours. They will typically fish between 3 to 400 feet of water, and this will meet at minimum the requirement you need to fish from the Ocean Princess. If you haven't seen my other video on the tackles that you need, the metal jigs that I used, and the rigs that the mates set up for me and things like that, go check out that video. But this one will be the gears that I use. So I specifically took two left hand. So I'm right-handed, so there's a whole new video on what right-handed, left-handed means. So grabbing my rod with my right hand, more dominant hand, and then reeling it with my left hand. So I prefer reeling with my left hand, so I took two of those, and then I knew I would get tired, so I took one for the right hand reeling as well. So what these are is this is a Shimano jigging reel, size 2001 NR, and it's a high gear. That's very important. You need a high gear. You don't want to take a low gear 3.1 fishing, like a tuna reel or trolling reel or something like that. You want something that is high gear, fast retrieving type of reel. If you're going to do it manually, unless you have electric reel, go with the high gear. High gear just means you're going to see any model with HG, or if you look at gear ratio, you want it to be, this one is 6.2 per 1 gear ratio. And you could also look at adjustable right here, 80 to 92. I don't specifically know that. It's like inches or something like that, every rotation or something like that. So anyways, you need high gear, and you don't want to get reels like I probably wouldn't. If you used a jigger reel or Daiwa, you probably don't want to use Penn or other reel with low gear, or just using comfortability wise, it's just so much smoother when you're reeling it with this. The handle's high quality, just overall it's built well, and it holds a lot of line. So that's one of the reasons I have this. I put a braid of what they recommended. I think I put like 50 pounds on it for this one, and for this one I put 60 pounds. But either way, there's about at least 500 feet of line here, and so those are kind of the basic criteria. You want a spool that could hold that much line, at least 400. Like they recommend like 600 feet or something like that. You never know. This one is a little bit lighter. I took this for a lighter jigging. I put 40 pounds with these leaders are mono leaders that are at 60 pounds and 65 pounds. This one was a 40-pound braid with I think 40-pound leader as well. That's what I did. But these are all high gear, 6.4 again, and this one was, I think this is a 6 point something too. Let me see, 6.0. So yeah, you're going to work your muscle, but you don't want a low gear. You definitely want to look for a high gear, right? And let me show you the rods that I used. So one of the rods that I used, this was bought in Korea, and it says 80 to 120 size, which is equivalent to, I think it's like 16 ounce or like 20 ounce or something like that, I think. And then PE 3 to 8 is up to like 100 pounds. So you want PE, any Asian rod that says PE, you want at least like 4 and above. You don't want anything below 4 for the fishing. And then for the US rods that I have, I brought a Saltiga, one of my rod. Saltiga. Oops. There goes my rod. But here you go. This one, the jig, extra heavy. The jig max is at 500 grams. So yeah, I used the max jig, a 500 gram up to 500 gram of jigs when I metal jig when I was fishing, and then line max was 65. I had 60 pound I think on this one for braid. So those are kind of the basic requirement you need for a rod. So you can't take any of those rods that you use for bass fishing or flounder fishing, because, or even tog fishing, you need something a little bit heavier. Here's my third rod that I used. This one is Ocean Tackle, Ocean Tackle International OTI. It's called Pitch Black. These went on sale. I've been posting videos about these rods being on sale. This could hold up to PE 2 through 5. So most definitely could hold up to beyond 50 pounds. And also 400 grams of sinker, which is 14 ounce. So I was using this for my lighter 400 gram or 350 gram metal jig. And then the other two rods, let me show you what rod it was. This one you can't buy it here. I bought it in Korea. It's Abu Garcia. It's called Kurosoy. I bought this specifically for cod fishing. But yeah, you need a little bit of a heavy, at minimum heavy to extra heavy rod. And then the other rod I showed you earlier was a Saltiga. This one I probably wouldn't I wouldn't pay $500 for this. I bought this from Sierra for $199. So yeah, when it's on sale, I'll post it again. And I bought this specifically for towel fishing as well, for deeper fishing. But it was awesome. But that's about it, and I hope this is helpful. Make sure to like this video, and if you have any questions, more questions about different things, whether the gear or the jigs or rigs, let me know. I'll try to answer all the questions.